Hello and welcome. It is the 23rd day of April 2019. It is a Tuesday. My name is Derek and welcome to the Money Charts channel. Let's start off with Bitcoin against the US dollar and a change in the story today. As I was to expect, as I would have either thought there was a good chance it was going to go down, it was going to go up, or I was unsure. And well, I stated yesterday was probably going to break out, make new highs, and as it goes. Yesterday's highs was the highest closing levels since November of last year, as the breakdown, of course, was occurring. So highs not seen since back in here. The high on this day was in at 5,000, or close rather, 5,560. So getting above that, it will make close not seen high and close since this point, and it is to me approaching the $6,342 Fibonacci level. That represents a 38.2% mark from the $20,000 highs and these lows a little north of the 3,100 handle. There was many days again where it was riding this 18 average of highs, and now it broke out. I talk about so many times when you see a clear break on this, or a clear break above something. Well, this is what it is now. We have a clear break above this resistance level between that of 5361 and 5510, because originally we needed a clear break above this, which it broke above here but not clearly. Now technically speaking, yes, it could technically pull back and we could end the day and it's just a line like all these others. That could still happen. But I really, really did like how after you had this point A move from somewhere in here, or at least the breakout, really more than anything on the April 2nd break, to have a good correction. This price one takes several a days to get back to this level, and then now you're breaking it. I would not be shocked, and if anything, I would more expect towards to see a relatively fast move up to again that next level, which would be I would think $800 away, or we're still looking at 12% plus more for this move towards the upside. Single hour time frame. This thing broke out yesterday around midnight, and I've now switched the exchange to Bitstamp so that we have these Fibonacci levels. Because what I was mentioning yesterday was how it was getting above the 76.4 and all this kind of stuff. This was really telling me holding and staying above this the way it did. Never even did come back down to 53.29. And at this point, I wasn't trying to guess, oh, are we going to come down here before we left off? I don't know, maybe, maybe not. And it was not. But it really did look to me after I seen these hours in here yesterday afternoon. Oh no, this is a productive setup that was coming into place. And if we put a line at where previous high was, see how it corresponded, because one of the things I was mentioning is when I see a situation where it's got a good move, correctionary play, and it's holding and staying above the 76.4 from this high to wherever the low is, then that's telling me that it's got an extreme probability of breaking that level of resistance. And here it be on the 1 hour time frame, 15 minute. I mean, it surged well before it. It surged well, thus a lot more thereafter. And so far, since that leg higher that occurred last night at around completing a little after midnight New York time, the action has been making the higher lows since then. We have this one that was established at 54.91, and then a two-time hit at 55.11, and then a one-time hit at 55.34. That's the last. So if we come up and we go down to 5600 or 5560 rather, well, then that would be another higher low. But along the way, since this high, it came up to this one here, then it retested this high, and now it's breaking it, and just barely. But each time, these highs are getting progressively better. Lows are doing the same thing as well. After we have seen that it has had the nice break, of course, above those key levels. And while all this is going along, Litecoin is hanging in there at 77 against the dollar, which means against BTC, it's continuing its decline. I'm still not ready yet to buy. I don't even have a buy order in ready to go. I'll just make a deposit when I see that the price action has come down far enough. And when I look at how much it has stretched out, or really not that much, I don't think I really want to be buying. I think until even one in the low 120s, maybe mid 23, 122 ish area. And at that point, that's when I'll be looking to make one of my buybacks. I got a few I still want to make. Theta is next. I'm trading that against Dash. It has now reached its support line. And I'm going to early buy because I do think there's a decent chance it's going to go lower. But basically, what I'm doing, I'm trading this and Dash together. So I made a decision. Let's just put a small amount, and it's not that much, into Binance of Bitcoin, and I'm waiting. I put the deposit in just before making this video, so I'll even have to wait probably another 20 plus more minutes as well. And then I'll make a buy on this with half of what I put in, and another half on Dash, which is now down to the 0.0218 after it got up to the 286 handle. And if it does the same thing again, like if this continues to go to what 1940, and then theta has significant breaks below even further, I'll do the same thing again because I'm going to do the polar opposite, given the opportunity to have significant rallies. For if this market ends up going, oh, it's up to 50, like 53 and 60, and any of this other area up here, really starting at 45, but more so definitely around 54, 56. Okay, yeah, no, let's take some of this Dash and sell it against Bitcoin, and then consider buying it back if it goes lower. And then leave enough so that if this thing goes up to say 0.20, 0.24 or something sick like that, do the same thing again. Same thing, of course, with the theta. And this is more of a volatile beast, I would say, but maybe I would, yeah, maybe sell a little bit against Bitcoin, possibly at 47, but definitely if we have a good break above this resistance and it's up in here, I mean, yeah. And when both coins go up together at the same time, when doing such, then I'll sell both of them. Not at the same time, maybe, but at the times when each one is at the good sell point. And if one goes up and one doesn't, well, then I'll sell the one that would go up. And if one goes up and the other goes down, well, that would just make things very interesting and fun, to say the least. As that, of course, is like a boost and an increase to volatility, which, of course, is what I am looking for. But in looking at the list of just different coins in here, this is right now sorted chronologically in name, and there's ADA, which I was thinking had a chance of possibly breaking out, and it never did get above this major level of resistance that it really did need to. So it's one of the things I was mentioning. That's why I sometimes just want to wait for looking for a key break, price action in here, then much better chance of then going up here and so on. And now it is pierced below this line in here, this support, but it hasn't held, and it is so far held and stayed above the key number I was mentioning before at 933 because that's where it is right now. But definitely got the possibility if it breaks down below of coming down here, and that would fill my buy order. So I'm totally fine with that because that's what I'm looking for is good volatility. Markets to go way up, markets go way down, back up, and all that sort of deal. And I'm not trying to predict when because just I mean, I could try to, but that's not going to do me any good. But when it happens, I just have my buy orders ready, or okay, it's ready, time to deposit from our wallet to an exchange, off of an exchange to the wallet, so on and so forth. Let's take a look at these on percentage gain. So the top gainer, I got three levels of Bitcoin. One represents the Bitfinex, which is in at 56.23. That's a differential of less than 1%. It's been higher before. It got back to par a few weeks, a week or many days ago, a week or two ago, but the same as these. So this is the Bitstamp one, this or Coinbase one. This is the Bitstamp one. Then the gold silver ratio is up 1%, so that should be telling me that gold is down and silver's down more. I haven't looked yet today. I didn't even. I was gonna do a video like the SPY. What's going on today? Oh, continued upside action on it. Nice little continuation break. Of course, on the hourly, it gapped above. Yeah, yeah, but then above the 18 average of highs. But one of those days where it just started up barely and has just kept going up all day long. So it's been one of those continuous days up on the stock market, as we can see here. At like, I don't know what kind of news that may have came, but it gapped open here, 290 up to 293% and a half gains. So the Dow Jones must be up well, 150, not much. SPY's up 0.86%. Anyway, back gold is up 0.4%. Okay, so that means silver's barely down. The dollar index, 97.64. There's Litecoin against the dollar. Florin, break even. Gold, which is losing against the. Wow, what's the Canadian US dollar by 6.5? That's an interesting percentage for a currency. And that's just breaking down here on the daily. The Dixie, it's having a significant breakout. So that's an interesting situation that this is showing. Maybe you'll have a major big Bitcoin price spike, and this spike here, silver price decline. XAG, that's silver against the Canadian dollar, that's continuing to go down, down to 1988, and down 1.22% against the US dollar. So it has broken down against this level of support. Again, this is the first time I'm looking at this during the day. Been really busy enough where I haven't had time. That's why I didn't make a video this morning on traditional markets. But yeah, maybe it'll go down to 14 and 4 ninths as a possibility. And then when we look at the decliners, we got Bitcoin Cash, Namecoin, Ethereum, Litecoin against Bitcoin. There's Dash down, GRS, Theta, Raven, DGB, Neo, Doji, Komodo, Cardano, Vercoin. I'm waiting to get Cardano or Vercoin at 8,000 even, I think it is. So it's getting close. But I like when I say 8,000 even, a few 8,004 or 8,007 or just a hair above that number, but that's where my buy order is. I last bought at 11,000 and change. If I buy at 8,000, I'll stick another buy order in, probably for about 6,000. Whether I'll deposit Bitcoin to do it, probably not. And then I would, meaning when it gets there, I'll just buy. I think it's more important to have sell orders than buy orders, meaning that oftentimes when these things go up, they can retrace back very fast. So the easiest way to take advantage of it, and you never know how much you might short sell it, but just have your sell orders ready to go. And then oftentimes when it comes back, you got ample time. And when these markets go down, we can see here when it goes down from this high, you had lots of time to buy. And in previous times, has that been the case? And here, yeah, you had a full day. Yeah, not lots of time. So on this low, you had lots of time. This low, you had lot. Yeah, and even if you say, well, I mean, it probably would have been hard to get 65.50 on November 20th. Yeah, well, maybe you had your buy order at 63, or you had your buy order at 7,000. So, easy buying opportunity goes down here. Easy time to buy. In the past, all this decline, I mean, you could just, whatever day you chose to buy on the way down. But as we can see here on this sell line, that when I say sell orders are important, that's, I mean it in the sense that, and the time nature. If the market's going to go up and oftentimes it's just going to hold, and there we are, not much time there. But if it goes up and it holds and stays there, then you can just wait, get your coins in to sell later on. And if it goes down and stays there, which it usually does, or at least continues its decline, but from its bottom it just doesn't shoot up, then you can just wait and for the moves to go lower. Now, the reason, of course, I do have my buy orders because I just happen to have funds on Poloniacs. So therefore, it's not worth me withdrawing, especially when they're 50,000 a shot to do it. So when I make withdrawals, I want to make sure I have enough Bitcoin to do it. So if I can build up enough of a base of Bitcoin from sell orders, then at that point, maybe I would make a withdrawal. And but for what it's worth here, just have my buy in place ready to go. And if it buys, then I put my sell order in, and if I'm buying at 8,000, I'd be looking to probably make a sell order next at about. I would be thinking at around 11,000 change, 11,004 as a general area, and then I'd have to make a deposit or withdrawal, deposit to my hardware wallet, that is, and take some of the Vercoin that is, well, I calculate, well, what do I want to sell? I'll put that sell order in, then send the rest to my hardware wallet. And then finish it off with Namecoin, which is just a whatever coin. I'll put the dollar on this as well. And I got a buy order here above 16. If it hits, same sort of deal. I'll put a sell order probably up towards this 20 number, up towards previous high. Maybe 19, like, yeah, 19.8 area. 19,770 might even be more safer. 19,240 is much more safer, but a lesser of a move. And the same thing. I mean, oh man, I was gonna buy this too, but for the most part, I'm just gonna let it ride in the sense that if it goes lower, I'll just have enough time where I can make a deposit later on again for this coin. And when this thing moves, I mean, when I say when this thing moves, I mean the crypto space in general. Bitcoin goes higher, and that means the result of other coins should be uptrends as well. Then what does the calculations for this have? Well, let's take a look at this on the monthly chart. This was a market that was at $5 back in 2014. Comes back down to 20 cents before the 2016 low, up to about $8. This most recent move is to 33 cents. Oh, if we get in this area here, these good selling opportunities getting above the 18 average of highs. At least back in here, got above it at like 66 cents all the way up to here, and then it didn't enter the 18 average of lows until breaking down below 131. Just one way of trying to find measures of buying low, selling high. And I talked about that a while back, but basically buying when it's lower than here, selling above. So really, for what it's worth, looking to start your liquidation or distribution rather of this coin uh, at around like, well, right now well above the 18, which would play out at the high, a little below two, high $1 number, or the break of a buck 57. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.